Hello friends, this is Aarti Karnuke, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department at Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology. I welcome you all in my practical lecture of Building Design and Drawing. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the types of line which is used in the building design. So let's start. So elements in the engineering drawing. So basically in this practical we are going to deal with the various types of line. So in this practical we are conducting it because so that student can understand the different types of line used in the architectural drawing with the various grades of the pencil like B and H grades for the better understanding of the line intensity too. So basically there are lots of lines which is used in the general engineering drawing or building drawing. So like that the line thickness, drawing, then pencil drawing. These are the some useful things which we are going to discuss in this practical. So these are the content. What is line, different types of line, purpose of line, major line of work, and assignment. Basically I have given one assignment also in this lecture. So if we are talking about the different types of line, so basically there are various types of line. As you can see, construction line, thick active line, thin active lines, then hidden lines, then center line, then break lines, then underground pipeline, then dimension of the line. So basically let us discuss it one by one. So basically construction lines are drawn for a constructing figure. They are shown in a geometrical drawing only. They are continuous in the thin lines, thin light lines. So next is the thin active lines. So basically in the thin active lines, so it is the imaginary line or of a intersection, then grid dimension, extension, projection, then short center. So basically this type of lines we are going to use in this thin active lines. Then after that the thick active lines in this in this lines we are going to use the line showing permissible of the surface treatment, then hidden outline lines, then hidden edges. So basically there are certain types which is used in it. After that the hidden lines, then the center line, then the break line. So basically in the center line are drawn to indicate the excess of the cylindrical, conical and the spherical object or details, and also to show the center of a circle and arc. They are thin, long chain lines composed of alternatively long and dot space approximately 1 mm apart. So in that case the long dashes are about 9 to 12 mm. Center line should extend for a short distance beyond the outline to which they are refer. So for the purpose of the dimensioning or to correlate the views, they may be extended as required. The point of intersection between two center line must always be indicated. So locus line, then extreme position of a movable part, and pitch circle are also are also the type of this line. So we will see the figure also. So as you can see, the thick active lines, then thin active lines, then hidden lines, thick or thin. Of course hidden lines can be thick active lines or thin active lines as well. Next is the center lines, then thin lines, then break lines. So next, so basically this is the typical structure of a building, as you can see. So let us discuss some parameter which is required for this. So first is the outline. So basically outline is the line drawn to represent visible edges, and the surface boundaries of object are called as the outlines or a principal lines. They are continuous, thick or wide lines as well. Then next is the margin lines. So basically they are a continuous thick or wide lines along which the prints are trimmed. Then next is the dimension lines. So basically these lines are continuous thin lines. They are terminated at the outer ends by pointed arrowheads touching the outlines, extension lines or the center lines, as you can see. So this is the extension line or a projection line we can call as. So these lines also are the continuous thin lines. They extend by about 3 mm beyond the dimension lines. Then the construction line. So basically these lines are drawn for a constructing of figures. They can shown in a geometrical drawings only. So they are the continuous thin light lines. Then the hatching or a section line. So basically these lines are drawn to make the section evident. They are continuous thin lines and are drawn generally at an angle of 45 degree to the main outline of this section. So basically they are uniformly spaced about 1 mm to 2 mm apart. Then the leader or a pointer line. So basically these lines are the drawn to connect a node with the feature to which it applies. It is a continuous thin line. Then after that the border line. It is the perfectly rectangular working space is determined by drawing the border lines. They are continuous thin lines. Then the short break lines. These lines are continuous, thin and wavy. They are drawn freehand and are used to show the short break or irregular boundaries. After that the long break lines. These lines are thin rule lines with the short zigzag within them. They are drawn to the show long breaks. After that the hidden or a dotted line. So basically these lines are used for the interior or hidden edges, and the surfaces are shown by the hidden lines. They are also called as the dotted lines. They are medium thickness and made up of short dashes of approximately equal length of about 2 mm space at the equal distance of about 1 mm. When a hidden lines meet or intersect another hidden line or an outline, their point of intersection or meeting should be clearly shown. Then the center line, as we already discussed about it. So the basically the center line, if you are talking about the length, so the long dashes are about to 9 to 12 mm. So center line should extend for a short distance beyond the outline to which they refer. For the purpose of the dimensioning or to correlate the views, they may be extended as required. The point of intersection between two center line must always be indicated. A local line, then extreme position of a movable parts and pitch circle are also the type of this line. So next is the scales. So drawing of a small object can be prepared of the same size as objects. They represent a 150 mm lock pencil may be shown by the drawing of a 150 mm length. Drawing drawn of the same size as the object are called the full size drawing. So if you are talking about the scales, so basically the scales generally used for the general engineering drawing. We can use the reducing scale, 1 is to 100, 1 is to 50, 1 is to 25, 1 is to 10, and 1 is to 5. So next is the dimensioning. So basically every drawing, whether a scale drawing or a freehand drawing, besides showing the true shape of an object, must supply its exact length, breadth and height, size and position of holes, grooves, etc., and such other details relating to the manufacturing of the object. So providing this information on a drawing is called as the dimensioning. Lines, figures, numbers, symbol, notes are used for this purpose. So basically the former indicates size, like length, breadth, height, depth, diameter, etc. The latter show location or exact position of the various constructional details within the object. So as you can see in the figure, it shows the builder and the other required size of every parts of the building, then unbroken lines, then it is the 2 mm away from the object being dimensioned. So purpose of the line, of course line can be used to show the shape, then contour, then texture and the tone of the particular object, particular building. So this is an assignment. I hope you should try this different types of line on the sheet and make a composition using different types of lines. Consider shape, contour and texture and tone. So of course this is the tip, you should use edge grade pencil. So this is all about the lines. So I conclude my today's practical lecture here. So in next lecture we are going to discuss about the lettering and dimensioning. Thank you.